Listening audio check. Yep, I am loud and clear. Time to share the link with our little party here. And hello and welcome everyone to the Hybrid Theory Racing League Realistic Division race around Singapore. This is one of the most technical laps on the entire calendar, and even with the reprofile section that we are on board with Abhishek right now, so we're going to be going through right now, it's still going to be a very challenging lap on its own might. It's a very taxing lap, and this is also the last sprint weekend of the season for us. So let's be onward with Abhishek as he starts his lap. So the track is not rubbered in at the moment. However, we should see the lap time stumble as the session proceeds. Abhishek is not using any battery. I assume he is not very keen on setting a banker lap either right now. He's just looking to get a feel for the track and how the horse car feels around the streets of Singapore. While Shooter himself is starting a lap. So Shooter, we saw in another league, absolutely dominated Singapore. Will we see something very similar here? And he is in the AlphaTauri. It's going to be a bit difficult for him to do so. And I still think that Shooter might be poised for pole, or at least the top three, in my opinion, even though he's in the AlphaTauri and not the best car either. I think drivers are better off saving a set for the sprint and the main race, because the sprint is going to be very challenging. Bharat has started his lap. Shooter is also on a lap. And welcome back, Raman. We should also have Mercurial, Caesar, and Pratham 2002 join us very soon, as I cannot get a cinematic camera shot at this moment in time for Shooter as he goes underneath the Anderson Bridge through the sharp left-hander and coming up towards the end of Sector 2, the last DRS zone on the track. And something's wrong with the cinematic camera, I feel. Yep, alright. PSI, yes, Singapore. This is your favorite track, I believe. No other track gets you as pumped up as Singapore, and I'm well aware of that. As Abhishek has set the provisional pole, but that is definitely going to be beaten by Shooter, as Abhishek is not using the battery. He's using battery now. Yep, he was going for a extra lap to get some rubber into the track and some tread on the tires. Shooter comes up to the line. It's going to be a 30.7. He is only 3 tenths ahead of Abhishek, despite having used battery. And we have Mirul in the chat saying that it's his home GP. So Mirul, all the best for your home race as Bharat goes a bit deep into that corner. Mirul, I think you know these streets better than most of us. Actually, almost all of us. None of us are truly from Singapore except PSI. But I think it's going to be a good weekend for you. You are in the Alpine, while Basil absolutely obliterates the nearest competition and goes a 29.877, almost a second faster than the next car. Bharat with the 31.2, a disappointing effort over there. We have our championship leader though, Hushrav in P7 right now, taking a nice, slightly wider entry than we've seen some other drivers take. And I'm convinced that something's wrong with the cinematic camera. I just can't seem to switch from the TV pod camera. I think Hushrav hit the wall there, grazed the wall. Luckily for him, he is no George Russell and he was able to survive. Is that PSI on an outlap? Yes, it is. While we have a look at Hushrav about to finish his lap, quick killer in the AlphaTauri, other AlphaTauri just about to reach the end of Sector 2. We will get to him in a moment. Hushrav coming up to finish his lap. Abhishek scores pole, but what is Hushrav going to be able to do about that? Welcome Pratham, as Hushrav goes only P4, a second slower than his teammate for the night. That's not what we see from Hushrav usually. What about quick killer? What can quick killer do? No, that was another AlphaTauri. I mean, I think that is Shooter, is that? Yeah, that is Shooter who is on a lap, and Shooter is gonna box. Alright. So, and yes, it is just me alone in the comms box, if anybody's wondering, as PSI exceeds track limits and has invalidated his lap. He's still going for it though. DRS open. He's giving a nice tow to the Williams of, who's that, Jishnu, who has completed his lap already, while Harshi is about to set on his lap. Alright. I see some... No, that's just the glare from the lights. I thought there was some rain droplets in store for us. We're gonna have a rainy race, but doesn't seem like it. I think we should see. Okay, that's too close. PSI getting very happy behind the Alpine there, as you expect him to. Mirul getting out of the way just before the Singapore sling, but I think that may have slightly compromised. I don't think anybody was on a lap there. And Malav, welcome. Would you like to join me in the comms box today? Nobody is there with me. आ जाओ. कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो तो आ जाओ. Raman keeps leaving the session. For some reason, he is in P15 right now. Williams not the best position to be in. Regardless, though, we carry on. PSI is gonna finish his lap, will he? He may choose to box. He is gonna box. Alright, so that is into the pit lane for the McLaren driver. Hershey coming up to finish his lap, but messes up that corner very badly. PSI is retired from the session. Alright, and Easy Level saying that the session no longer exists. I'm not sure what's happening there. And You Can Beat Me wants to join me for comms. That would be the best thing I've heard in a while. So let me just figure out where to invite from. Yeah, there you go. So we are going to invite You Can Beat Me for comms. I think this is the first time we've had anybody except myself, Redstone, and Yash do comms. We've had can't remember his name. Oh, Easy Level saying that that's the message You Can Beat Me will get. No, I'm positive he won't get that. He should be able to join, and I'm gonna send him a party invite very soon as well once he joins the lobby. Mirul has invalidated, so I think he is, from what I believe, he's having some issues with braking. He has had some injury, I believe, to his right foot. That's gonna be causing a bit of problem for him. But once again, the cinematic camera absolutely brilliant around here at Singapore. And yeah, Shooter is on the lap, and yes, Easy Level, we are very excited and pumped to go for the main race and also the sprint. Yeah, both. And I have somebody who's standing. I think Pratham has gone for the Merc by chance. He should have opted for the. We've had a little bit of an issue. Apologies, spectators. Pratham had to choose the Alfa Romeo, and he has chosen the Mercedes. So welcome, Caesar. So that's a proper grid at the moment. I think Pratham, we may just let you race right now and deal with it later, as I am not entirely sure of what the procedure would be, and I'm having to manage all this alone, unfortunately, tonight. Yeah, so unfortunate things have happened. Abhi has retired from the session. Those are 4 retirements, and the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed that one of them is myself, THTRL official. That is going to be a little bit of a problem. I forgot to select spectator mode before the race started. And welcome, Malav, to the race, and I shall be inviting you to the party very fast. Yeah, there you go. Alright. We are in a brand new party now with You Can Beat Me, who should be joining us any moment, and the glitch has fixed itself. There you go, we now have cinematic camera underneath the Anderson Bridge. Hello.
Hello, what's up?
What's up, Malav? How are you? And welcome. I would just like to see if you're audible.
Just checking that. Yep, I think I should be audible, but if someone can
confirm
that in the chat.
that, yeah, that would be perfect. Let me just also check on my end. Oh, my stream was paused. Can you say something?
Something?
That's the best way to say it. Go about it. That is perfect. Welcome, Malav. I think you are the first person, apart from myself, Redstone, and Yash, who's doing comms for THT. So welcome. How does it feel to be the first one here?
Well, very privileged, Chips, to be joining the comms box along with legends like you, and that's not sarcasm in any way. As oh, I was just spectating Abhishek there, almost lost the car there. But yeah, good to be here. For a change, I'll not be the lead commentator, so I'll let you do most of the talking, while I can chill, relax a little, and look at people's battery usage, something which I can't do otherwise. And I'm streaming the races myself. But yeah, good to be here and good track to commentate on. Singapore, one of my favorite tracks, unfortunately could not race here in IRL. But let's see, hoping for a good race.
Yeah, I will just like to point out to you that the car in position number 10 is myself. I have forgotten to select spectator mode, and as a result, you will have to do the race starts for us. I will be retiring immediately, but yeah, little small blunder on my end that I'm not the spectator as
Yeah.
Hoshraf jumps over the curb, comes up to the line, DRS open, he improves to P3, improves by almost 7 tenths. That's a nice effort by him, but he's still a long way from his teammate. That is quite a surprise, I must say. Hoshraf, one of the best qualifiers, down in P3.
Yep, 4 tenths or 3.5 tenths off his teammate. But even more surprising is Basil in P2 with a Red Bull. Not sure what kind of fuel load he was carrying on that run, but to be, I mean, and I know the gap is hardly a tenth, but still a half ahead of a Red Bull is something which is difficult for me to wrap my head around.
Possible sandbagging, you feel?
Yeah, could be. Maybe just going easy on his first set of tires and is building confidence as we still have 4 minutes left, more than 4 minutes left in the session. So could be preparing himself or building himself up for a banger as Jishnu just completely loses it out of the
Missed it.
hairpin there
Yep, and
and
he
manages to keep it on track. I mean, you can't go off track. There are walls around, but no damage for the Williams.
and he carries on. So, do you think there's any reason why only 8 drivers have set a lap time? And what about the others, bar
Uh,
one?
no, no idea. I see a lot of retirements. I'm not sure how. I mean, I have not followed the stream very attentively before joining here, but I don't know how people have retired. So many retirements unless they were collie bans, and I can see Caesar,
They
Hershey,
were.
Easy Level
Yeah,
Bot still in the pits.
yeah,
So maybe just setting a. I believe this is a sprint race.
it is.
So I believe they are trying to save a set of tires, or maybe two sets of tires. Singapore notorious for its tire wear, so maybe expecting a few front wings flying or getting damaged on lap one of either race. So probably not the stupidest idea in the world to save a few tires, especially since it's not a 20 car grid and actually it's just 16 people since the 17th one would be you.
Yes, that is true. And a sprint race at Singapore is really gonna take its toll. I believe there are drivers. It wears you out. Singapore. It's a very
So we
long
are
lap around here.
essentially we are doing two-thirds of a full race distance
Yeah.
around here. Uh, not two-thirds, it's three-fourths, 75%, so 50% and at 25% sprint. I think
What would the
is
sprint
sprint
distance be?
25%? I
Sprint
think
would
it's
be.
25%. I'm not entirely sure,
I
but I
think it's
think it's
30%,
25%.
30% more like, because it's the full race distance is supposed to be 300 laps, and so half race would be 150. I think this is going to be 50, whatever 50 kilometers would be for Singapore. That would be about
Yeah, but usually I think the game
11, 12
does go
laps.
with a.
I think that's
Uh,
around
so
about figure.
it's 31 laps for a full race around here. I mean, not a full, 50% race around here. Hershey has started a lap, by the way. You might want to spectate him.
All right. So in the Merc, Harshi, would you like to take us through the lap?
Sure, let's do that. So Hershey approaching the corner, which is difficult to get, and he does exactly what I didn't want him to do. He rides the curve and loses all momentum going down into the first heavy braking zone for the. I think there's a car which does get out of the way. That's nicely done through the left-hander and avoids the curb completely for the right-hander. Now this is the tricky part of the lap where you want to swing the car to the right and then to the left, taking a lot of curb once again, Hershey. And I don't think this is going to help his lap time, as through the Singapore sling or the previous to Singapore sling he goes and then flicks his car to the right, avoids the curb, and then through the again there's a car glitching there but manages the hairpin nicely. Good rotation on the soft tires for the Mercedes, and then this is the last DRS straight on the track, and manages the braking nicely, and that's well done through that right-hander. Now this is the part which is completely changed and saving drivers, I think, about 9 to 9.5 seconds per lap, as the car straightens up, and then again a lot of curb usage. You can see marbles on his left hand tire with one more corner to go, and that's a lap of the Singapore circuit. But I think it could have been better from Hershey. At least half a second he could have probably saved if he had managed a few curbs here and there. But I don't think he has time to go for another run here.
I don't think so too. He's out of time and he's out of battery as well. That was a scruffy effort by him. I think he should be looking a little better in the race. As we have Shooter currently in P4, who is one of the drivers who started their lap. You can see a lot of bunching up going there towards the tail end of Sector 3. I think we should see almost all the drivers come to the line. There's 19 seconds left. There is a little bit of backup. I don't think everybody's going to get to the line in time. Ramin has made a mistake, or has he? That's quality over for Ramin at the least, and checkered flag is going to be out in a moment. Can he make it to the line, Ramin? It's going to be neck and neck. 3, I don't think he will. 2, 1, and I don't think he's made it. He has not. So Ramin binning it right at the end there, and everybody else has managed to go for another attempt. Shooter up in the first sector by just under a tenth, going underneath the Anderson Bridge and on towards the end of Sector 2. DRS open, the final DRS zone for Shooter to navigate. He has just a little bit of track left. He is up by almost half a second. So Shooter on a lap, absolutely flying. He could displace Khusrav if he gets a very good run. He could even displace Basil as Miral crosses the line, goes P4. But what can Shooter do right at the deck here? Can he steal it from Khusrav or Basil, or possibly even Abhishek if he nails this last 2 turns? Shooter coming up to the line and on board with him. What's it going to be? It's going to be P3. He steals the position from Khusrav. And Khusrav himself a bit further back. I see a Merc coming to the line. That must be Hershey, who is not finishing a lap. That is, then we have Caesar on lap. Do you see anybody on lap, Malum?
I think, yeah, Caesar is about to complete a lap, and let's see what he does, because Bharat about to complete a lap, and Bharat goes P6, and then I think it is gonna be Caesar next across the line.
Yeah, quick killer crosses the line. P7 and Caesar P2. Brilliant effort by him. Abhishek has binned it. He's not gonna make it. Basil takes pole. There you go.
Yep, there you go. Normalcy restored. Thank you, Baz, for not having me to judge your driving there. But that's pole for Red Bull by 2/10. But what an effort from Abhishek and Caesar both to put the cars in P2 and P3 respectively.
Definitely, a 10 separates them. P2 and P3. Baz leading up front there. So what do you want to run us through the grid?
Absolutely. So it's Baz on the front row along with Abhishek, Caesar and Khusrav in P3 and P4, Shooter in P5, Miral in P6, Bharat with a decent qualifying, but pushed down the order by Caesar in P7, Jishnu in P8 with his Williams, and remember this Williams, so not supposed to be good around this track. P9 is Quick Killer, and then Hershey with rounding up the top 10 and P10 now. There are a few drivers who did not put in any lap time, which is Harsh, Pratham, Abhi, and PSI, Easy Level Bot as well, and yourself.
Yes.
So this is going to be difficult for you, Chips, because you'll have to move out of the way. There'll be a few cars behind you, I think. So
yes,
I'm
also I'm also in the middle of the field. I'm in P10. It's not. Sorry, I'm in P11. So I can tell you the weather actually. It's going to be completely dry for the sprint at least. So I am going to move out the way without any issues.
I don't believe we have a formation lap, do we?
Yeah, we don't.
Right now?
We don't.
Alright, so it's straight away green flag racing once the time runs out and drivers are done choosing their final tweaks in the setup as well as tire choice. I believe everyone would be on mediums.
Yes, that is correct.
Would not be wise to go for any other tire. But has anyone gambled on the softs?
Doesn't look like it. You can take it away.
Alright, so 5 lights on the grid and lights are out and we are underway. It's a good start from Baz, but Caesar What a brilliant start from Caesar in the Aston Martin takes P2. He's been bumped behind. The both horses trying to fight for position as Abhishek and Khosrav. It's Abhishek who takes P3. Jishnu has climbed 3 positions from the start. Now he's back in position as Bharat gains on him. So it is Jishnu followed by Quick Killer by Harsh, and then Mirul has lost a few positions, and there's still further. There is Pratham and Harshi. The Mercedes are battling here, and I hope none of them come to blows. As I see a car which is McLaren of PSI going very deep into that corner. Not sure what happened there. Completely outbroke himself. And the Mercedes are still battling, and there is wing damage for PSI as he hits the back of Raman there. The Mercedes are creating all sorts of havoc there. And Harsh gets it's a virtual safety car. So that might help PSI if it stays a VSC by the time he comes into pit, but he's without a front wing, the McLaren.
Yes, I can see there's been some chaos ahead of me. I've had to avoid all the drama, and I've also, as a result, had to avoid. I'm not been able to follow too much, but I think PSI will definitely have to box. It's only a matter of how much time he's going to lose in the pit lane. Do you think he will be able to make it? Yeah.
He would be hoping that the VSC stays out until they're already in the third sector now. And I thought by
and Harsh is out.
Oh, Harsh is retired.
That's a full course safety car. What's happened here? Two cars. Oh,
it's Harsh and Mirul. The two Alpines.
Yeah.
What has happened there? Mirul definitely might have damaged that, but I think he was the one who collided with his teammate. And Abhi lets Mirul go. PSI in the pits now, and it's not a full course safety car just yet. It still shows me a VSC, but I can see the safety car out on track. So thank you, game, for that. It's no longer virtual. But you can see 4 drivers pitting, and Easy Level Bot makes it 5. One of that.
That is me, and I'm retired. Yeah. But obviously, if my car is going to come back out on track, it's a 10-lap race. All right.
Yep, 10-lap race, and I think we'll have only 7 laps of racing, considering the safety car will not come in before the end of lap 3.
I think we may have an extra lap as well. It may go in at the end of lap 4, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a very early call. Or do you think it's going to be at the end of lap 3?
It could be, depends on when the rest of the cars catch up. That's 4 cars who have to do have a lot of catching up to do. But that was very bizarre between Harsh and King Merul. I would love to see what happened, or at least love to know what happened if Harsh is in the comment section after taking an early break. Maybe you can let us know what happened there. But crashing under the safety car.
And PSI and Mirul having a little logy-bogy there, and PSI lets Mirul go once again. And PSI absolutely adoring the Alpine right now by the looks of it. Sticking very close to the rear end and very excited to be. And what's happened to Mirul? I think Mirul is struggling with accelerating and braking. He is having... from what I know, he has an injury. Some sort of injury. Which is not letting him brake. Yeah.
Caesar is on softs. Yeah. I just noticed that. I assumed everyone will be on mediums. Raman I understand because Raman pitted. But Caesar without pitting, and it did help him at the start, of course. He gained a position on
Abhishek.
Well, Abhishek's, because Abhishek's was P2. So Caesar usually has good starts, but this time, of course, the soft tires would have come in handy. In a good position to win this race maybe now, Caesar, considering the tires will not have as much wear on them.
Yeah, I think so as well. Something along the same lines as Raman is going to box. So why has he decided to make a second pit stop in a 10-lap race? Is he going to go back into the mediums, you feel?
Let's see if there's a wing change coming up for the...
Yes, there is.
There is.
So he has made a mistake either in outlap, or he did not get his front wing repaired at the previous
stop. Another set of softs going on for the Williams. That's going to ruin his first set. I mean, not ruin, but
it's going to be a scrubbed set. 1 lap in. Do you think that's going to... Actually, around Singapore, it was a safety car lap as well behind the safety car, so I don't think it's going to affect his pace too much on that set when he decides to put those on. But
yeah, you're right. It's not going to affect him too much. will have the freshest tires of anyone in the field, but is on the track where the overtaking is quite difficult, and you have to be careful with walls around. Even if you are considerably faster than the car in front of you, you can't just poke your nose in, otherwise it would be both of you in the wall.
Yes. And as we can see here, it is one position gained for Caesar, one position lost for Abhishek. And further back, all those behind have gained a position courtesy of Harsh. But look at Pratham, 5 places gained. That's a brilliant effort by him there, I must say.
Yeah, Pratham 5 positions gained, but I am not sure if he's gonna have a simple time after the race is done, because there might be a report or two coming his way.
There is.
I mean, he's one of those two Mercedes who were battling for positions, and there was
Oh,
very awkward through the, I think it's turn 8, if I'm not wrong, the right-hander. So
and
I
he has
think
also
PSI
chosen the wrong
was.
car. If
Oh, has he?
he was supposed to go in
Okay.
the Alfa Romeo, and he has opted for the Merc
Oh,
by force of habit.
so what happens in that case?
So
Considering this is a league
to
which is running
realistic
actual
performance.
car performance, yeah, realistic performance.
Yes, as Noble Gata in the chat saying a good race start for Pratham is something we rarely see. It was a very good start, but I'm not sure how it's going to finish for him. I just asked him to serve a quali ban immediately. As a result, he will take it up. Oh, a penalty? What?
What is happening with the Mercedes today?
Archie has had to pick up a penalty. But yeah, getting back to your question, I asked him to serve a not a drive through, a quali ban for choosing the wrong car. However, I will leave it up to Redstone and Yash to make the final call. I think it might be a points reduction for
Right,
this, because he has
right.
already served a quali ban for making a mistake. However, we will be taking such things more seriously in the next few races. So I would sincerely request drivers to be a bit more aware of what's going
Oh
on, as
my
there's a
God,
lot of
Hershey.
bunching up. Yeah,
If you can just go on board with him, I don't know what's happening or what have they
is he on AI?
had for breakfast. Oh, that explains it. That
It
explains it.
looks like he's on AI, as two people have left the session. One is Caesar and the other one is Pratham. Oh,
Pratham's car is ghosted.
yeah.
I believe
As
so would be Caesar's. Yeah,
yeah,
it
I
is
think.
ghosted.
Can you send
And
him an
that is
invite?
such a shame. By the way, you are right. The safety car would come in at the end of this lap, which is lap 4.
Yes,
But I pray and hope that both Pratham and Caesar can join the session ASAP, because we're
I'm
gonna
gonna send
get
them an
racing,
invite. Yeah, I'm gonna send them an
and
invite
they are
real
gonna get
fast.
eaten up if they don't take control of their car.
I've sent them an invite, as the safety car is gonna be in this lap. Caesar and Pratham, please do join in at the earliest. I think it should be. Caesar has joined. Welcome back, Caesar. Just in time, as Basil would have been hoping for Caesar to join back a little later than he did. Pratham, I think, will take a little bit more time to join back. I'll be on board with Abhishek. Would you like to take us through the restart? Oh,
Yep. Oh, Caesar, what?
that's AI. I'm not sure why that's happened there, but um,
Well,
and he's left
it's
the session
convenient for
again.
Caesar, and he has left the session again. I don't think he's able to take control of his car. But there you go. The Aston Martin has sped, and it is Basil who's gonna lead into turn 1, since he's already alongside the ghosted car of Caesar, and Baz will make his way through. So that's Baz leading normalcy restored. But then this is where Caesar will suffer the most, getting overtaken by one Haas followed by the another, and then Shooter is hot on his heels and under braking and
Oh,
through OPSI.
ignoring yellow flag. That's not something we see usually.
But why was there a yellow flag in the first place is what I don't
I think
understand.
it's Codemasters. Don't doubt it. Don't question
Oh,
it.
my bad. But yeah, simple restart for Baz after after
Oh,
overtaking Caesar, who's still not able to take control of his car, and I really do feel bad for him as he's getting passed by every other car. But let's see if there's a battle brewing somewhere else. Still early days, and we are almost at halfway point of the race. The softs should hold on until the end of the race. What do you think, Chris?
I think we should, as we have a nice battle here for P7. It is between Quick Killer Hershey and PSI, who had to take so much avoiding action, and Pratham has hit the wall. He's out. Oh, so as
Everyone else is
PSI.
out.
Yeah, PSI as well. That's
PSI is
another
not
safety
out.
car. Two safety
But
cars in a
oh
10 lap
my
race.
god.
Oh, what's happened
Uh,
there? As Pratham has absolutely binned it at the exit of the Anderson Bridge.
and
And
then Hershey collided with PSI,
I think
and
that
I
was
don't think, yeah,
easy level
PSI
or
is a
quick killer. Because Hershey
was
was a
it?
bit further back, yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Hershey because I saw Mercedes almost perpendicular to the track.
That was Pratham. That was
So,
Pratham. He's out.
okay, I thought I saw that after Pratham DNF'd, but either ways, PSI is without a front wing again, and I don't know how
Oh,
many front
Raman hits
wings.
Hershey. Oh no! Raman is hit by Hershey as he went into the pit lane. I just went onboard with Hershey there. So Hershey is not sure what he's doing here tonight, but is not very good.
I
Raman has.
told you the Mercedes are sus. They are so sus. By the way,
Oh,
Hershey has two 5-second penalties, one of which he serves right now. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't serve any of those.
no, he
Oh,
serves one of
he
them.
does. He does. Yeah, he does. But Raman and PSI have 5-second penalties as well.
Raman's is.
And I can
It,
assure you, both of them would be fuming at this point.
yeah. Because I'm not sure what's happened with PSI there. I did not catch that, but I think Pratham was just forced out there. There was a lot of bunching going on behind Quick Killer and behind Quick Killer actually. It was battle for P7, I think, which I said. Going under the
Yeah,
Anderson
it was
Bridge.
a
Yeah.
battle for P7. Meanwhile, let me try if I can invite Caesar once again,
He keeps joining and rejoining, so
which leads me to believe that he's not able
there's
to take
some
control
internet
of his
issues.
car.
Yeah, I he did try to take control, I believe, a bit previously, but I think Caesar should be able to regain control in a moment. He has dropped quite a few places, number of places, and
I
he
think
is.
now he has control.
Yeah, let's have a look at his steering inputs. That still looks very robotic. But that's not unlike Caesar. He's a little bit of a robot.
Well, what I'm going by is that his car is solid. It's no longer ghosted. I don't know if that's a good way to determine whether the driver is in control of the car or not. But
That is correct. However, the steering inputs are very robotic for human being. But I mean, you never know. And
oh,
there
Caesar!
you go,
Oh
there
my!
you go, there you go. That's still the AI driving. That is the AI. That's the guaranteed the AI. I think he's still trying to compose himself and figure out what's going on with his internet. Yeah, we will have one more lap of safety car, and it's PSI who's at the back. I think PSI at this point is going to be in the best position to gain. Oh, Raman in the pits to remove his 5-second penalty,
Yep.
and he absolutely comes to a standstill while entering the pits. PSI still there. What about Caesar? Has he been able to regain control of his car? I can't make out. Those look both like human-like and robot-like steering inputs. I still think he's not regained control. Let me just have a look. Has he put something in the paddock? Trying to let us know something?
I haven't. Let me just quickly check that.
No, we don't. And we already have an incident report by Hushrav.
No, nothing from Caesar, by the way.
Yeah,
And
nothing from Caesar.
well, yeah, the report is on PSI Legends. Apparently, he blocked
Hushrav.
Hushrav in
Yeah.
qualifying.
I'm not sure what happened there between Hushrav and PSI, but
But the funny part is we have 3 laps to go after this one, assuming the safety car comes in at the end of this lap. And the likes of PSI and Raman can still score some points because mayhem is guaranteed on this track. Sometimes I wonder why the drivers fail to realize that at least this part of the weekend, it's a sprint race. There's 31 laps to go after the checkered flag falls right now. Oh, Mirul!
what happened?
I just saw that. That was under the Anderson Bridge.
What's he
He just
done
lost
there?
control. He just lost control. Or he just oversteered
Oh.
into that. Oh my god.
Mayhem is absolutely guaranteed even under the safety car conditions here in Singapore. That is unbelievable for the Singapore native himself. Mirul has binned it behind the safety car.
Well, that's the Charles Leclerc curse on Mirul. At least Leclerc did not have himself to blame for the mistakes. The safety car will go around for one more lap. Oh,
No, it's gonna be in this
very
lap.
late call.
Oh, that's a
That's a late
very
call.
late call. I'll be on board with Hushrav or Abhishek. What would you like?
Yeah, let's go on board with Shooter. Actually, I'm on board
Shooter.
with Shooter, but let's see what Baz does. He's taking it to the line because it's a late call. And
And
Shooter,
that's a great restart for Hushrav, who's almost side
yeah,
by side. He is side by side with Abhishek. Is he gonna go for a dive? I think he might. As they go to turn one, they're still in formation and they retain their positions for now. Further back, I saw an Aston Martin going wide. That's Bharat who made a mistake. He's gonna lose a position to Jishnu, and that is gonna be the deal sealed for Jishnu, who makes the move into P5. Bharat is falling down the order and going to be under threat from Quick Killer. Up ahead, though, Shooter very close to Hushrav. Hushrav himself trying to make a move on Abhishek, is it? I don't think so. He's a bit too far back, but Bharat can't make a move. Easy level and Harshi trade places. Caesar and PSI. And I think Caesar is back in control of his car. Yeah, those look like human-like inputs. And they're side by side, soft tires, and they make contact. They rub wheels and they once again make contact. Caesar has to take some avoiding action and rejoins just ahead of Raman. That was painful to watch for Caesar.
yeah, Caesar is not going to be happy about that battle.
Oh,
I'm sure he feels like PSI could have left him more space
oh,
at the
Quick Killer.
left-hander. As I think Quick Killer goes pretty deep into that corner.
He went very deep into that corner because he went for a dive, and now he's going to be under threat from Harshi. And further back, we saw another battle further back between PSI and Easy Level, and PSI almost hits the wall. And that is going to cause Caesar to lose some momentum, and he might be under threat from Ramen, I believe. Could it be? As up ahead, Harshi and Quick Killer still banging wheels, still trading positions. Nothing happening there, and nothing happening between Caesar and Ramen either. And it's a 1 second gap up ahead as we enter the penultimate lap of the race, Malav.
Yep, 2 laps to go and still everything to play for as far as these drivers are concerned.
Oh!
As Hershey,
What's he doing, Harshi? Oh, that is some. That is not right in the slightest. I'm not sure why the two of them did what they did there, but
I'm pretty sure he's driving Russell's car at this rate. You cannot be
he
driving
is
like that.
I think he is with the black
By the way,
tea camera.
Raman is on. Raman is on the back of him, and I think he's a little too far back to go for a move. But my God,
he runs wide. I think Harshi has completely messed up this setup or something because he's driving the Hamilton car, by the way. So I think the course is gone to the other car.
I've never known Hamilton to drive this badly or this dangerously. Not that I've watched his entire career, but that is very un-Lewis like. But Shooter on the back of Hushrav, and Hushrav is losing touch to Abhishek. So P3 might still be up for grabs here.
Yes, I definitely think, and if it's anybody who can make the move, it's Shooter. While further back, we see battle in the midfield here between Jishnu and Bharat. A yellow flag.
Hershey!
He's gone. Oh, and so is Easy Level, but he's also lost his front wing.
Easy Level bot, no wing. Hershey has gone into the runoff area. There's a big crash because Quick Killer is slow as well. DRS has been enabled. And what did I say? PSI in the points.
Yes, and in 7th place that too. That is unbelievable. What's this happened there at the back? I'm not sure. And Hershey is gonna box, is he, for the last lap of the race? No, he carries on. He looked like he's going into the pit lane. What's happened to PSI?
My God, I'm sorry, PSI. I just jinxed him.
Too much action going on, and PSI falls to the tail end of the points from P7.
Hushrav, by the way.
And he goes for the move. Oh, they make contact!
Guys!
Wow, we should not be laughing at they make contact again and again! Oh, this is getting ridiculous. Singapore is providing us with all the entertainment we ever asked for and more. Because Shooter is now ahead of Hushrav, but there's gonna be some... Oh, did I see raindrops? I thought I saw a little splash of rain.
It is raining.
And Bharat goes on the inside and hits Jishnu, but they carry on as they are. What are these drivers doing as they side by side Shooter and Hushrav? And I think his Hushrav is going to hold on for the time. He's going to have to hold on.
Front wing, if I'm not wrong.
There's rain. There's a little bit of rain.
Yeah, Hushrav has no front wing, but is still trying to go for a move here. Not the wisest thing in my book. He's still gonna go round the outside of the next section. No way he has that downforce.
And Jishnu!
By the way, Basil is
Yeah, Basil wins the race. We'll get to that in a moment. As Hushav is gonna completely miss this corner. So would Shooter, and who's gonna come in P3? It's gonna be Bharat still P6, but Jishnu steals the position of Hushav at the line. So close between the top, not the top four. It's between these four. It's between Bharat, Hushav, Caesar, and Shooter and Jishnu, and Caesar in P7 after those multiple disconnects. Oh, who's that? PSI spun at the line. Easy level hold
Yeah,
of quick killer.
I think that was on purpose
Yeah, and
by PSI.
Harshi picked up another penalty there just before crossing the line, and we have seen some raindrops here, Malav.
Yeah, so it's typical real life F1, minus the incidents
Yeah.
where it rains in Park Ferme once the race is over. But those are some crazy laps I've witnessed around Singapore. And in a sprint race, I did not expect that. I can understand if it's the last year of the season, something is on the line. It's a sprint race, and I don't know what has gotten over these drivers. It's entertaining. I'm having a laugh about it, but at the same time, I'm a little bit disappointed to see see some racing standards which are really low tonight. But nevertheless, for people who are watching, they would be really happy to see some front wings fly. And for McLaren, I hope they have got more front wings because PSI Legends is not safe. He is gonna lose a front wing or two.
And the incident tab seems more akin to a 50% race than a sprint.
Yep, absolutely.
Not sure. And so many front wings being repaired. I feel so bad for the teams. Their repair costs are going to be in the millions for this race if it were a real race. But wow, that was one heck of a sprint. And as we go to the main race, it's going to be completely dry, Malav.
Yep, bone dry race. So should be a standard one stop, but nothing is standard about what I've seen in the past. What, half an hour? So I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than a stop for almost everyone in this race. But still interesting to see, and I hope that it calms down a little bit.
I think so as well. I can run you through some of the strategy options. So we have Jishnu on the softs at the moment. Quite a few opting for the hards, and so do Pratham and Harsh at the back. So I think it's worth it. With the amount of attrition we saw in the sprint, I think it's not out of the question to have to start on the soft tires. But yeah,
especially if you are, I think just know what is P4.
Yep. And I think you can
P4
also,
if you get into the top.
You can take it away.
Or something of the start. All right, so let's see. It's 5 lights once again. It is going to be Abhishek and Basil who are going to be on the front row, and it's lights out. We're underway. It's a good start from Jishnu as expected. But it still remains in P4. There are a few cars behind battling. Jishnu does go down the inside of Abhishek. And Jishnu, not Abhishek, Shooter, sorry. And Jishnu seems to have made that move stick. Further behind it is Hushrav and Bharat, followed by Bharat's teammate Caesar. And as it stands, it is Bharat who's going to be on the back of Hushrav. Let's see if he can make a move stick. But here goes Hushrav on down the inside. He might want to make a double move stick. No, he does not. He's not that ambitious. That's good to see. But Bharat and Shooter side by side through that right-hander, which has...
There's a big battle for the back. The two marks are coming to blows, I believe, is it? I think they did. Pratham and Harshi, they came very close to contact by the looks of it. On my screen, Easy Level Bot has made a mistake. I'm going to let him stay ahead. I'm not wanting to interfere in anybody's race, and I sincerely do apologize as we have... Pratham has binned it at the Russell corner in the Russell car.
Yeah, that's a safety car.
That's a safety car, yeah. Wow.
I have no words. That means I gets a 5 second. How does he manage that?
What was it for? What's the 5 6 for? Can you see?
It was for a collision with, I believe it was Harsh.
Raman.
Or was it Raman under the safety car?
SBI between Raman and
these 5 second penalties are just being... I don't know what to say. I'm trying to think of some kind of wise comment to make, but I just can't. My mind is fried right now, considering the kind of incidents we've seen. PSI absolutely making a mockery of that curb and is coming in to the pits to solve that penalty.
And that makes sense. I wouldn't expect anything otherwise.
Unless he has swing damage as well. He's on the hards, and you can bet that there's going to be another safety car. Bharat is on Burris is in the pits as well, by the way.
Yep, and they've both gone
Uh,
into hards.
yeah, so, and PSI is going on softs. He's going to go on the softs, PSI. And he's gonna get a wing change. So that explains why he decided to pit. Otherwise, there was no reason to. He could have carried on and gotten his 5 seconds removed some other time, or serve his 5 second under a safety car of sorts. But
Is it wise though to go onto the soft tires at this point?
I mean, at this point, I would say yes, because
that's
there
me.
is going to be another safety car some point in the race, but it depends on the timing of that safety car. If it doesn't come in the next 6-7 laps, then PSI is in a bit of a trouble, and they'll have to pit again under green flag conditions. So probably could have gone on the mediums. I don't know if this is a thing, but it definitely needs to be a feature in the game where you can pit without changing your tires.
You can't do that in real life either, I believe. You can't do that.
Okay,
yeah,
then my bad if you can't do that. But I don't know why not. I don't quite get the rationale for that.
Caesar providing a mention for you in the chat saying that Noble Gata pulled a Malav.
I don't get that reference. If you do, then let me know.
I think
unless it was Panotti.
Yes,
probably
that.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. Noble Gata. Well, he's my teammate, right? So he's bound to pick up a few things from me. The safety car is gonna go around for at least one more lap. The McLaren of PSI will catch up and will give the time. Oh, there's someone pitting in. Oh,
is that?
No, it was not Hushkov. I think it was.
I think easy level
maybe who was trying to. No, it was a car up front. Was trying to just bait others into pitting, dummied. Is that allowed, by the way, in real life anymore?
Oh yeah, it is. It is. You can still dummy people.
I think it is allowed, right? It's only the teams who are not allowed to dummy. If I've read things correctly, the teams cannot come out on the pit lane.
Yeah, in the interest of safety.
To pit.
In the interest of safety, I think that's why, because you can't have people.
Probably. But the driver is still out. The PSI in the pits, by the way, he probably has heard us, and he's going to go on a set of hard tires, which I think he would have.
That's probably to get his mandatory out the way. Is that? Let's have a look. PSI from hard to soft and soft to hard. There you go. That's
but that's still that hard tire is not going to last the entire race unless it is riddled with like 4 or 5 other safety cars, which is quite possible considering
what we've seen.
What we've seen so far. It's obviously not going to lose any position doing so. Might just delay the safety car by one more lap, PSI, but I think he'll catch up.
I think that's in his best interest to delay the safety car by another lap. That means he'll have one fewer lap to navigate. That he'll have to navigate.
Don't say that out loud, or he might just start lifting up.
Yes, wink, wink, PSI.
But I think he's gonna. Caesar is asking podium predictions.
Podium predictions.
Is it allowed to go on AI on this in this league, Chips? Because if not, I would like to report Caesar. I'm pretty sure he's on AI while typing these messages.
Currently as well, he is still on AI. So I think he's just trying to soak in the strategies and such and have a look. I don't believe there's a penalty for going AI.
Oh, that sucks.
Or at least not for prolonged periods of time. So if Caesar can prove that he was... It's not for me, it's for Redstone and Yash. I'm just a commentator, I'm not the steward here.
That's a diplomatic answer. You got it right, Chips.
Yes.
But yeah, coming to his question, podium predictions, I would go with a safe bet of Baz, Abhishek, and let me pick a slightly Let's go with Caesar. Let's hope he gets a good run of luck.
Alright, Caesar, you know what to do.
Because Hushram and Shooter have been quite friendly with each other in the sprint, so maybe one of them can create some havoc and Jishnu is on the Williams, so I expect Caesar to be ahead of him. By the way, easy level bot has boxed.
Yep. From mediums on to hards, is it? You think that's a smart call?
Likely, but he's gonna delay the safety car. No, I think by this time
he should be able to catch it.
Yeah. So he'll be able to catch it because the rest of the field is bunched up. But more importantly, I think the safety car will not really care a damn anymore and will just come in at the end of this lap. And hopefully we see some green flag racing and DRS being enabled. That has been at a premium to see DRS being enabled so far.
Yes, and I would just like to take and Caesar asking you, Malav, who has been your least favorite teammate in your league racing career?
You, Caesar. But what is that emoji? Why is he acting his age? What is that
It's about time.
emoji?
It's about time, I believe, that we saw somebody act their age with
My
terms of
God, I
tech.
thought he
But
was
yeah.
cool to an extent, Caesar, but he's consistently proving he isn't. Uh,
Oh, Pratham.
Pratham has left the session.
And before we go racing
Let's.
again, I would just like to take this moment to apologize to everyone for messing up the spectator thing. I wish I had not. This has been one of the more entertaining first laps I have been a part of, and unfortunately, I was driving instead of being able to do comms for it. So, yeah, apologies for that. We will do our best to press triangle in the next race, prior to the next race, as we have the safety car in this lap, Malav.
Yep, safety car in this lap, and Basil is going to lead his third safety car restart in the last 30-40 minutes. So he's making a habit out of it, has gotten it right so far. Let's see if Abhishek can this time be a little bit more competitive in Sector 1 because that Red Bull is so quick that if you don't challenge Baz in the first few corners of the restart, he might be just running away with this one unless there is another safety car just a few laps down the road.
You're never too far from a safety car at Singapore, and Basil looks to be wanting to get this restart right. Will he have to do another safety car restart? We'll find out in some time as he gets a great restart, Basil. And Jishnu is going to put Abhishek under threat, and he's himself under threat from Hushrav, who decides to make go against making a move there at turn 1. Jishnu is still there, right behind Abhishek, looking to make a move. Further back, there's a lot of bunching going on. There's a few cars looking to make a move. I think that's the Alpine of Harsh trying to make a move on Ramen. On those soft tires, he's going to make the most of it. Ramen's on those hards. He is going to struggle. Up ahead, is anything going to happen between Hushrav and
No, I
Jishnu?
think Hushrav might go on a move on Jishnu and he should be sticking
Decides
behind
against
the
it.
Williams and he does.
And
Harsh
Harsh and
makes
Ramen
the
trade
move
places.
stick
Yeah, there you
on
go.
Raman.
He did make the most of the soft tires as he has to. Necessarily, he has to. Oh, there's a 3 wide battle here. Oh, there's contact between Hushrav Shooter once again. Second time in this race weekend. I think that was Jishnu who had a bad run out of that corner and he backed up the field up massively. Oh, look at this. This is unbelievable. So close. So many cars so close to action. And Shooter looking to make the move on Jishnu. Ushraf and Harsh getting interested behind Caesar and Mirul is
Oh,
out.
Merul is retired again. It could be safety car. It is.
Can we see what's happened to Mirul? We can't. Did you see what happened there to Mirul by chance?
No, but it's the same section where he lost out under the safety car in the previous race, which is a sprint race. It's the same Anderson Bridge. I think the exit of that bridge, or just while he was making that left-hander. I was not on board with him, nor was I spectating him.
Yeah, me neither.
But
Oh, Basil looking to box. So does Abhishek. Oh no, he's gonna sell the dummy to Abhishek. None of them box. Hoshraf boxes. Never mind. All right. I thought the top 3 would box, but it's only Hoshraf who's made the pit stop and Harshi into the pit lane as well. What about easy level?
what it might be wise from Hushrav to pit right now, just taking himself out of the fight and let others do what they want to, while he kind of relaxes a little bit at the back and just picks his way through.
Yeah, I think it's sensible from Hushrav. This was, I think, an unexpected safety car. You would not have really expected it, and I think Hushrav might have had some damage from that little collision with the shooter.
I'm not sure if he changed his wing, but he's on the
He didn't.
hards, and maybe they can go until the end of the race. Although he would be banking on other safety cars who can put on a set of mediums or softs uh, to take him to the end. But Caesar up into P5 gained a position because Hushra boxed, and you can see so many hard runners already. So I think except for 5 drivers, everyone else is on the hards. A different
Yep.
tire life, of course, but it seems like that the hardest compound is the tire of choice at this stage of the Grand Prix.
And purely, I just wanted to point out something that I just noticed. Purely on the basis of the rule book, P11 to P14 are net P1 to P4 because they don't have to stop again. PSI, easy level, Hushav and Harshi, but
Yep.
they will lose a lot of time being stuck behind and also on those older tires. But I think PSI is actually in a very good position. I don't think his tires are as worn as we think they are on 4 lap old hards because I
Yeah, it's
think
been half a lap of green flag racing under those tires. So
exactly. I think
I
PSI is in a
doubt
very
if
good
there is more
position.
than what 7-8% wear, if at all, on those. And someone is trying to dummy once again. I think it was Abhishek this time. But of course, everyone does stay out. And please, Codemasters, now let the safety car come in at the end of this lap. The pack is bunched up, and this is slowly turning into safety car Grand Prix. This
Yes,
reminds me of Australia. I think it was LOS or was it THTRL where we had about 6 safety cars.
I think it might have been LOS.
Yeah,
I think I
could
was
have
part of
been.
that race. I was part of that race, and I was the cause
Yeah,
of one of the safety cars.
I was part of that race too, unfortunately. But yeah, this is getting a bit ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, the drivers are to blame as well, as much as the game, uh, because they're not able to keep their cars out of the walls. I've not seen a safety car being deployed unnecessarily so far. So
Yeah, I think it's been a reasonable call to put out the safety car at every opportunity we've been provided the safety car. I think they can be a little more lenient. They can probably put out a VSC instead of a full course safety car. That really
yeah,
slows down the track.
probably because Mirul was towards the back of the field
Tail of the field,
anyway.
yeah,
So
tail end of the field.
so even if he does DNF, and my condolences, but it's not really affecting anyone else. So probably a VSC, since it is a game and it's not a real life race, might have been a better call. But I think expecting too much from Cody's, if they can't get simple things right, to be
Yeah.
making such complex scenario based decisions
No,
is,
no, no. Can't
yeah, I
expect
think,
Codemasters to put
yeah,
that much effort into a game. Come on,
just shut
come
up
on.
and take my money
Yes.
is what we tell Codemasters. But here
Yeah.
we go. Safety car restart number 5 from URL Basel.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. I think it's 4, right? Safety car
It's
4?
4, yeah, 4. It's 2 in the sprint race
Could
and
be 5. Never know.
could be 5 soon, yeah. Could be 5 soon. I think on lap 10 we'll be talking about safety car restart number 5 soon. Anyway, take
Ah,
it away, Chips, for the restart.
yes, as Basil, I think he's already bolted. That's a very early time to bolt, as Abhishek has been caught napping by the looks of it. And even if he has got a decent reaction, now his Haas car and his tires won't be enough to support him. Through the restart, Quick Killer got a bit feisty there at exit, almost lost the rear end. But it's still Basil leading out front from Abhishek. Jishnu still there. 4 tenths behind Abhishek, but his tires are going to be starting to cry out for help any moment. Now Harsh has a little slide there behind Caesar. He's the only other driver on soft tires. He will also be struggling. Further back, we see who's that quick killer trying to make a move on Raman. Raman lost a position to Harsh at the previous restart. Will he lose a position to Quick Killer on this occasion? Quick Killer is a bit too far back, in my opinion, and he does not go for a move sensibly so. And further back, Easy Level and Hushraf getting very close. They do make slight contact, I believe. Harsh is going to get a very good view of this, and I think it's going to be all smooth sailing for the time being. And Hushraf makes the move ahead of the Alfa Romeo. PSI is.
Oh,
Oh!
Harsh and easy level bot! And they stopped on track, both of the cars, and now they get going again.
I think he was just
But
T-boned there.
yeah, not exactly. I mean, he tagged his rear end, Hirsch. Ezekiel Bot was unusually slow through that left-hander, especially at the apex. And I'm not sure if Hirsch could have done anything to avoid that contact. Well, both of them, I think no harm, no foul. But that's another almost incident as Hushraf gets past PSI as well.
Yes, and up ahead we see a little train forming here behind Jishnu, who will understandably struggle on those old soft tires at this point. I would have expected Jishnu and Harsh to box, but they stayed out on those soft tires. You'd
Yeah,
think that was
probably
the
in
smart call.
Not right now, but maybe in a lap or two we will be proven wrong where there's another safety car. So they probably didn't want to lose track position. But as I said, I think Khosrow has made the correct call to take himself out of the fight and go on the more durable hard tires. But you're right, the train behind Jishnu, the drivers in that train, which is Shooter and Caesar and Harsh as well, to be honest, are gonna get a little bit frustrated here because Abhishek and Baz are running away with this one,
And
especially Baz.
Harshi trying to make another move on easy level. Hopefully this time it ends without
Oh,
any
quick
tears.
killer!
Oh, did he make a moment? Did he have a moment? Yes, he has.
Yeah, he lost 4 positions, 3 positions while trying to gain one. But all by himself, he lost traction coming out of that right-hander. And instead of being in P7, he's now in P12. So
And
he didn't
Shooter very
lose
close to
4.
Jishnu is forced Jishnu into a mistake there as they exit the Anderson Bridge, and towards the end of Sector 2 they go. Caesar will get a distant view of this, but Shooter might go for a dive. Willie, he decides against it. But I think Jishnu is really feeling the pressure here. His softs are crying for help, and Harsh loses his rear end there, almost bends it into the wall. But I think it's time for Jishnu to make a strategy call, which he really needs to. He needs to make it fast. Hello, Redstone. Nice to see you. Jishnu stays out. All right. So even though he's
Yeah, I think
struggling,
right now Jishnu needs to swallow his pride and come in for a pit stop. Not helping his own race by staying out, but good job by Shooter, to be honest, to avoid Jishnu's car. He had so much overspeed on the Williams. He's still losing his car. Jishnu, DRS has been enabled and it should be an easy pass on the back straight, Chips.
I think so as well. Oh, Jishnu sliding into turn 4, was it? Is it turn 5? I'm not sure. But what we know is that P4 and P5 are going to be probably trading positions any moment now. Jishnu squeezing Shooter towards the wall there. And Caesar looking to pick up the pieces from the scrap as they go towards turn 6 or turn 7. I'm not entirely sure which one it is. But Jishnu is absolutely struggling.
Look at Harsh and Caesar.
Okay, that was too close, but I think Harsh just getting a bit opportunistic there. I think he hit the wall, Russell style, but managed to avoid damage. And once again, exit of Anderson. What can Shooter do? What can Jishnu do? There's still Linus turn. Jishnu is losing. He's lost 4 seconds to Abhishek. Abhishek himself is falling back, but and I think Harsh is also not enjoying it.
Because this is realistic performance, I think that straight line speed of Williams is what is enabling Jishnu to stay in P3 and surely frustrating Shooter. Despite having DRS on 2 occasions, has not been able to move past. And Abhishek, that's an expression. That's a real expression in English. You don't need to make everything sound dirty there. But let's see if Shooter can finally get past. He's trying his best. Jishnu is defending the inside and Caesar getting first row ticket to this action. And all the while getting held up while these two sort themselves out.
And once again, Jishnu not having a good run out of turn 3, approaching turn 4. Shooter is gonna hold back, and I think it's gonna be a simple move with DRS. He is gonna use battery. Will he have the superior straight line speed this time round? As I think Jishnu will have to cede that position. He can't battle it. Or will he? He chooses to. He makes contact and he's lost the position to Caesar as well, along with Harsh. So Jishnu also in the pursuit of defending one position loses 3, just like Quick Killer did a few laps ago. While Hushrav and Bharat almost into the wall there, and Hushrav up into P8. Hushrav is in a great position, mind you. He is a long way back from the leader, but he is in a very, very good position.
By the time he catches up to the people he was battling, it would be time for their pit stops. And now is closing up to Jishnu, it's closing up to Raman actually. Williams are P5 and P6. But this kind of defense is unlike Jishnu, is usually very... Oh, it's a safety car!
Why? What? What happened? Easy level lost his front wing. That could have been a VSC game.
Did I say it lap 10? I meant lap 11.
Yeah.
But Harsh and Jishnu are...
Harshi! What's up with the Mercs? Basil pits, so does Abhishek. Shoot up. This was just the worst lap for Jishnu. If he would have got the safety car a lap earlier, he would have held his P3, but now he's going to pit from P6.
Everyone is pitting, by the way. Everyone is pitting. And Hushrav will take the lead of the race.
Raman
in fact,
out.
it's going to be Raman. Yeah, it's going to be Raman because Raman stays out on 10 lap old hards. So Hushrav is gonna be in P2 and Raman takes the lead of the race
Oh, quick killer!
as quick killer
He's
and he
retired.
retires. Okay, so that's on purpose. I'm not sure why he retired. There's still so
Abhishek?
much racing to be had.
Abhishek has gone for the
Oh,
intermediate tires.
Inters.
Is it? I don't think it was going to rain from what I saw
My
on
God,
the
I would
weather
love it
report.
if there are a few raindrops in the next lap or so, because that's gonna really spice things up. And but
However,
I'll stay on board with the driver to see if there is gonna be any. Come on, do a rain dance, Ajitesh, wherever you are, and let's let's have some rain on this brilliant racetrack. But yeah, and Quickler has had enough. I don't know why he left. I'm not sure if he had any other damage apart from. Okay, Ajitesh, if you can delete that comment, really did not need to know that. That's TMI.
he can't do a rain
Well,
dance now, but I think something
Well,
else he
you
might be able to do a
can
rain dance.
actually,
Yeah,
considering where you are, you actually can do a rain dance with water. That's all I'll say without putting any kind of mental image
yes.
for whoever is listening to this. But let's see, Abhishek, what are
Yeah,
you
what
cooking
has he
here? Because
done? Yeah, I think he's gone to the wrong Mr. White there. To He's made a little too much. He's been smoking some really good stuff, and he's
I
gone to
mean,
those.
he's gonna lose what 5 more positions. Gonna come out in P12 if it fits again on
He
this
actually
lap.
might not. He might lose a position to easy level as well.
The bot
Uh,
seems to be quite some way off. But we'll see. Should not be a problem. Israel bot has gone on the softs. So once again, the driver's trusting another safety car on the horizon.
and
Is he
Abhishek
gonna
is
pit?
going to
Yeah,
bid.
he's pitting. So that was a mistake by Abhishek.
Very
Probably
costly mistake.
one, yeah, quite costly. Probably one click on the D-pad too many. And
Yeah,
let's see
and
what tires he goes on to. I'm assuming a set of
hards.
hards.
That's no doubt about it. It's going to be hards. But yeah, I think he just went from. I think you're right, Malav. It was just an extra click on the D-pad which led him to go on the intermediate tires. And he is going to be overtaken by easy level as well. So Abhishek has gone from a net P2 to dead last. How quickly fortunes can change, Madhav, around Singapore.
Yep, this is an unforgiving track, but that's a very rare mistake from Abhishek or anyone for that matter. Um, but yeah, I think still has time, especially the medium runners, Caesar and Abhi. Their tires are not going to last until the end of the race. So expect them to pit once again, and Abhishek can make up those positions. Raman leading this race with Hushrav. So that's going to be interesting. The fight for the lead of the race, and Khusrav is going to do everything in his power to get past the Williams in a lap or two once we resume racing, which should be at the end of this lap.
I think so. That is probably correct.
And that's what Abhishek's thinking as well. They're going to collide. So, as a league founder, Abhishek, I don't think your intentions are in
Ajitesh.
the right place. What did I say?
Abhishek.
Abhishek, sorry. So Redstone, let's just call him Redstone. It's
Yeah, Redstone.
more comfortable that way. I don't think your intentions are well placed. But yes, I understand the need to see more chaos on a racetrack, but not while you're a steward, right? You want a calm race.
I mean, at
Either
this point,
ways,
we are
the
well past
safety
that.
car is in this lap, and for a change, Basil is not going to lead this one. So let's see what happens.
I'll be on to Hushav. You can take us through the restart, Malav.
Yep, I'm on board with Bharat and see. I think he's already gone. Raman has bolted, and this time he has had a good restart. And Bharat is in close proximity with Hushrav, and Basil is already past PSI.
He let him
What a
go.
move!
I think he
From
just let
yeah,
him
he
go.
probably let him go as well. But Baz did have a good run on the McLaren, but good awareness from PSI, and Hushrav is very close to Raman. It might not be on the lap or two, it might be the first sector itself, when Hushrav tries to overtake the Williams. There you go,
Oh,
deploying his
contact
battery.
between
There
PSI
is
and Hershey.
PSI who's losing out
Yeah, he made
a few
contact with
positions.
Hershey. And
Yeah, and
Basil on Bharat, he makes the move, absolutely sends one down the inside at turn 5. I'm not sure what's happening to Hershey tonight, and there's another yellow flag for Abhi, is it? Oh, multiple cars,
Vishnu.
3 cars ghosted.
Oh my god, that is
Shooter
absolute
Jishnu
mayhem
Abhi.
here.
And Abhi has no front
Vishnu,
wing.
I think PSI probably is without a front wing. No, he
No,
does
he's
have
good,
front
he's
wing. This
good.
time, Raman has lost out. So Hushrav does take the lead of the race, and Basil will be very, very keen to join him.
I think he might just be looking to make the move. On this backside, he makes contact with the Williams. What are the drivers doing tonight? They're all going haywire. This is an easy level bot is up into P6.
I should not have joined the comms box. It is my Panoti which
No,
is
this is
leading
the.
them.
I must say, this is the
He's
most
a-
entertaining race I've seen here in a while.
Bas could have been just a bit patient there, and poor Raman, he was leading the race. Fair enough, he did get overtaken, and he would have eventually gotten lost a position. Oh, by the way, Hershey's gonna pit. But does he have damage, Hershey?
He has to serve a drive-through,
Oh, my
which
bad.
he
Yes,
picked up
he
behind
does
the
have a
safety car.
stop. Yep.
And
So-
easy level bot is in P5 after being
Imagine.
last at the restart.
Yeah,
Who would have
Jishnu and
predicted
Abhi
that?
in the pits as well. So
They have
that's
damage, I
gonna
think.
be a change. Yeah, that's gonna be a change of wing and tires. Baz now on the back of Hushrav, and the DRS will be enabled next lap. So expect the Red Bull to fly past, but I am pretty sure Baz is gonna receive a penalty for that one.
Yeah, I think Ramin will be reporting that as Abhishek taps the back of the Alpine of Harsh. And up ahead, Basil getting very interested. The Ferrari helmet in a Red Bull car, that's not what you usually see. But
Yep.
look at this
See
fantastic
if it does it
trio.
again. See if it does it again.
Oh, he almost clips the wall there.
he did something
Caesar
there.
is very interested and sniffing at the gearbox of the Red Bull. And speaking of the Red Bull, I think he will hold on. Will he wait for DRS, you think?
Yeah, I think he'll wait for DRS. There's
He's
no
losing a
point in
lot of time to
overtaking right
Caesar.
now.
Caesar
Yeah, in
is
fact,
getting very
that's
feisty. And
Oh,
Caesar's
let
going to
him
go for a
Caesar.
move. And he might just make the move on Basil, which he does. And he makes the move on Hushrav as well. What on earth?
I think Hushrav let him go there.
I think that is smart. I think he and Caesar may be working in tandem here tonight and trying to hold up Basil because Harsh picks up a penalty. But that was crazy from Caesar. How he just made
that
two
was-
moves in one
he
corner.
got a really good run out of that right-hander.
But why
after
did
sector
Hushrav
two.
slow down that much?
And I think Hushrav might have just slowed down to get himself DRS. But he's not getting a good exit here, and
I think
Baz
they are. But Baz.
does get a good run out of it. Hushrav will defend the inside line, and it's gonna stay ahead. So that is smart from Hushrav.
Oh, they make
He goes
contact!
back to the racing line. You don't do that when there's a car aside you, and Abhishek and Harsh exchanging positions there. Raman was also fighting with Shooter there. I think the Shooter just went past him. Harsh and Abhishek still fighting for P7 and P6 rather, and I think Abhishek seems to have made it past. Was he behind Harsh before? Not
I think
entirely
he
sure.
was. I think he was. I think I was gonna say a moment ago that Hushrav and Caesar might be doing the Carlos Sainz,
Yeah, but,
but
Caesar has
they're
gone
not.
away.
They're not. Caesar is Hushrav is backing up Basil immensely. It's almost like they're in the
Basil
same.
will get a good run out of here, and that's Basil through. I think.
I think that is.
Hushrav will try to fight it tooth and nail, but I think it's a lost cause. Baz will have the inside line for the next right-hander.
He will have DRS, but he gets a bad run out of that corner though. And we know Hushrav, he's a very feisty driver. He will take an opportunity when he sees one. Now to the main straight we go. I think it might be possible. Caesar gets the fastest lap further back. Bharat almost hitting Abhishek there, and they go off track, the pair of them. And Bharat is back past Abhishek, and they're going to go side by side. Harsh is going to get a nice view of this. Front row seats to this action. But I think Bharat stays ahead for the time being. Abhishek, after that horrible strategy call, has to really make amends fast, and Bharat lets him go. Is he wanting some DRS? Some very tasty DRS. I think that's what Bharat wants on his plate tonight. And up ahead, I think Basil has made the move stick on Husha.
Here goes Harsh, by the way. Bharat does not have DRS, so that didn't really fall into his plans. And Harsh is past Bharat. Harsh up into P6. Bharat losing a few positions in the last few laps. Easy level bot in P4 is chilling, but 5 lap old softs. So those might be giving out.
Oh, yellow flag for
Yellow flag!
PSI!
PSI! Boy, safety car it is!
This is perfect, Malav. I think we should have you in every com session.
Easy level bot, you can thank me for that. And PSI Legends. I don't know what happened there at the exit of that left-hander. I really don't know corner names here.
Yeah,
Are there corner names here?
very few. Just
numbers.
I think it's just one the Raffles Boulevard, Singapore Sling, Anderson Bridge, and I call it the reprofile section. I'm not sure what to call it, but yeah. This
But,
is perfect for easy level bot. It's nothing like it. Everybody's gonna go onto a set of mediums, I believe. Even Caesar, who is boxing, Basil is going to stay out. All right, Hushav is boxing as well.
I
Is
don't
it
know why
smart
they
to stay out? I think Abhishek might stay out as well. Yeah. So they don't really have too much to lose here. They will have to take a risk to gain a position, and they have
No, but
done
the thing
exactly
is, everyone is gonna pit. Although Shooter does stay out.
that. Hushav stays out as well.
Yeah, Hustav did stay out, which. Oh, I thought Hustav would have come in, but.
Easy level goes on to another set of softs.
And what has Caesar done there?
What's going on with drivers and their strategies tonight?
I thought he would have gone on a new set of mediums. He's on the.
Wait,
And now I realize that why there's no set of mediums, because they would have used that in the
yeah.
sprint. But I think Caesar was on softs in the sprint, was he not?
I
So
think
he
Caesar was
should
on
have-
softs,
Yeah,
but I
so
think
he
he used
should
up
have a
another
fresh
set of
set of
softs. He used up another set of soft tires, and
Yeah, but he
I
would have
think
gone
I
on the mediums.
yeah
is
that,
what
I know
I'm trying
that
to
what's
say.
I know what's happened here. The game apparently I'm not sure how correct this is. I think it was VFix who told me this, but the game chucks out the other set that you haven't used. So if you've used only soft tires in the sprint, the game chucks out the medium tire. You can't use it in the race, even though that is the rules in real life. Codemasters don't want you to have fun. And Caesar has gone from 5 lap old mediums to 11 lap old hards. He would have probably wanted to go on a set of.
No, he was on hard. Was he not?
He was when he pitted right now. He was on mediums. It was about 5 or 6 lap old mediums.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I don't know what is this race. I think Codemasters might have just royally screwed up Caesar's race here.
and Pratham saying that there's a glitch. They give you the same tire. I think the same thing happened to Shrikant, right? A few races ago.
Yep, that
Very
was
near
in Monza
box.
in IRL.
Yeah.
Where he boxed for 11 lap old mediums.
And there you
It
go.
was pretty funny.
11 lap old hards.
Yeah, 11 lap old hards.
I think
11
number
seems to be a
11.
lucky number.
Yeah, number 11.
So,
Checo blesses them.
as things stand, EGL bot, I don't understand why he's gone for another set of softs. That will not last unless he didn't have a set of mediums.
Possible. It's possible.
So maybe Bharat can actually be on the podium or even win this race if he plays his cards right here. He doesn't have to stop again. The mediums will easily go till the end of the race, and that's the best race tire in my opinion, despite softs having that advantage, but they lose that advantage pretty quickly. So Bharat is very well placed right now.
I think along similar lines, Madhav. Especially given that those ahead, the freshest tires belong to Easy Level Bot, and after him, they belong to Abhishek's. I think that track position is very key around Singapore, but not as
so that's
important.
the only thing. The thing is, it's not 1 or 2 cars ahead of Bharat. It's a whole lot of 6 cars ahead of him. So it will take him some time, and in the initial laps, especially Easy Bot will be faster than Bharat. So he has to get through a lot of traffic, so to say, to get to the front, which might hamper his progress. But otherwise, it's looking good for him. But it's looking good for Basil as well. He can control, and as long as, because he has a cushion of so many drivers behind him, he can just take it easy a few laps and just preserve his star life, because he knows that a few medium runners will come for him towards the end of the race.
Yes, I think come the end of the race, it's going to be a bit difficult for Basil. He will be probably able to hold off Hushrav, but
Yeah, it's the probability. You never know who serve.
yeah,
Sometimes just turns up a gear
yeah, he was
and goes
defending
for.
against Basil very aggressively, if you remember, at the previous while
Yep,
they were racing.
yep, that's true. And to
And
answer you, Srikant, someone who has better judgment than you, let me in the comms box. So please learn from these kind of people as safety car is in this lap. And Basil once again, let's go, leading the safety car
fifth
restart.
time,
This time it is his fifth of tonight.
yes, these are unprecedented numbers. As we have Hushrav behind Basil, I'll be on board with Abhishek. He is a very interesting prospect. The hard runner with the freshest tires, and
It's
Basil has
gone, it's
bolted.
gone.
Yep, he's bolted,
Abhishek has
and
been
that
caught
is.
napping.
Yep, I think Hushrav was also. He was half asleep. As who's this? Caesar and Easy Level but very close. Bharat very close as well to making a move, but no moves coming on this occasion. Maybe once we get onto Raffles Boulevard, we might see a move. Easy Level has to make the most of these tires. I think he has not thought this out entirely because his softs are not going to last the distance.
Yes, they're
Come
not
lap
gonna last
25,
the distance,
26.
but he's gonna go for a move on Caesar, and I don't think Caesar is gonna fight it. There's no point in doing that, and Caesar does follow Israel bot, so he's down a place on the safety car restart. And now let's see how he defends against his teammate, who is on significantly better tires.
I think Caesar might just let him go
Oh,
as Caesar has a
Caesar
little
decision.
snap there, yeah. I'm not sure how he's going to react to the situation. But we know Caesar is a very feisty driver. He doesn't want to give up a position unless he absolutely cannot do anything about it. And I think that's going to come into effect here as Harsh and Bharat make slight contact. Harsh went for a dive there, Felipe Massa, Bruno Senna style. And I think Bharat is going to stay ahead right now. I think Bharat needs to get a move on. Harsh is right there and he's very feisty. And
Here goes
Harsh,
easy level bot, by the way, on shooter.
I
Soft
don't.
tires. Oh no! Oh my god!
What's happened?
Shooter just squeezed him to the wall, and I thought there was going to be a DNF for both of them. Thankfully, I think Shooter realized that the space which he was giving to Zilverbot was not enough. But here goes Bharat on
Two
Caesar. It's gonna
Astons
be an easy
side
move.
by side. Two Astons side by side, and that is almost in formation. Will Harsh try to go for a move there? I don't think he will. But Easy Level will go for a move on Shooter, and he makes the move. Harsh and Caesar battling, and Caesar down to P8. He's lost 3 places in 1 lap, and he might lose for a few more to Raman, Jishnu, Abhi, and even Harshi maybe. Oh, Harshi's boxed. Never mind.
Abhishek's on Hushrav. It's
Teammates for
close,
the
but I
night.
don't think it's close enough. No DRS right now, so Abhishek will hang back.
And Caesar holds off Raman's charge only for a short while, though I think because Raman is going to go for a dive, Billy. He decides against it on this occasion. And Bharat sets off to Shooter. So Shooter is currently the stopgap for Easy Level Bot. Easy Level Bot needs to get a move on. He has two very feisty Haas cars ahead of him who are embroiled in a very brilliant battle here. As we can see from this great helicopter shot. Abhishek, will he go for a dive here, do you think? He's going to go for a
I don't
wider
think he's gonna go
approach.
for a dive, and Hushrav has
Shooter
gone in
loses the
deep.
position to Bharat. He went very wide there, and they're side by side, the two Haas cars. And I think it might be time to trade some places. Aushrav still staying ahead. Easy Level. He might get the move on Hushrav done, I think, before we enter the next chicane. Once again, he's being squeezed at that corner. But no move on this occasion for Easy Level.
Look at the lead Baz has. 5.5
points.
seconds in 2 laps.
And with the
DRS will be
fastest.
enabled this lap. And Israel bot on the back of Hushrav now. Hushrav will get DRS from Abhishek on the back straight. But Israel bot seems to be a man on a mission right now.
Oh, he goes very wide there. And
that's not the best of the runs. And there goes his opportunity. But Bharat
he'll go for the switchback. Bharat will go for the switchback.
Switchback, and he's gonna get that place.
And that is smooth sailing, and that's a sweet move for Bharat, who gets past the Alfa Romeo driver, who I think maybe he also pressed an extra button on the D-pad and went for the wrong tires there. He may have wanted to go for the mediums, but does he have enough mediums left? His rear end is snapping around the place, flopping around like a fish fresh out of the water. And Bharat
Bharat is cutting through the field like a hot
Oh,
knife
a
through
little
butter right now.
tag there, I think, between Hushrav and Bharat.
He has to be a little bit careful here, Bharat. He has to realize that he has so much more grip than everyone around him. So he will have to account for that while going into braking zones and the way using his battery right now. And Husrav does not have DRS. Bharat will go down the inside, and it's gonna be a move. I think Husrav will still live to fight another day, and Isabel Bot is getting interested.
I think Hushrav just left him enough space. That was very good racing respect by the pair of them. As Easy Level locks up as a double lock up going into the chicane, the final chicane of the racetrack. As we go towards the last two corners, and Bharat has a decent run. Hushrav is starting to really struggle on those 17 lap old hard tires, and Bharat will go for the move, but he might be overtaken once again down Travis Boulevard with the help of DRS from
No,
Hushrav.
I think Husrav's tires are pretty much second hand right now. So Bharat will get good purchase out of turn 4. He should be in front. In fact, it is Hushrav who will be under attack from Easy
Easy
Level
Level.
Bot. And there goes Easy Level Bot.
And what about Harsh? Is he going to go for a double move, the Alpine driver? I think he might. Trying to find a way down the inside, outside. He stays where he is for now. Hushrav and Easy Level make some slight contact. Wheel banging. Harsh is right there to pick up the pieces. He hits the back of the Alfa Romeo. Yes, that is exactly my reaction to that. Oh no! Oh no!
No! No!
What's happened there between so many cars?
Oh my
Easy Level and
God.
Hushrav.
So it all started with Harsh tapping the back of
Easy Level.
Easy Level Bot, and he had to be on the left of the track, and Hushrav
Yellow.
tried to go where there was no gap. I think
And Easy Level hits the wall. He's out. I just
no, it should be a safety car. It should be a safety car. I'm very sure it was gonna be a safety car. And there you go. Thank you.
fifth safety car.
Baz is gonna pit, I'm very sure now, for a set of
Oh,
soft
really?
tires.
I think he might, and
He
soft
has a
tires.
good 10-second advantage over everyone else. He is gonna pit there.
I think
And I
everybody's
think
gonna pit. At
Yeah,
most, I think
might
Bharat
just
will stay out. Yeah, Bharat will
I
stay
really
out.
hope Bharat stays out. Bharat, please
No,
stay out.
he's
Bharat,
boxing.
Please. Bharat, stay out.
Harsh,
Oh.
Harsh stays out. Okay.
Yeah.
But
let's
why
go,
did
Harsh.
Bharat
But
box?
yeah, Bharat should have stayed out in my
Mediums are a
opinion.
good race tire, and I think Caesar did something very similar. I think you were giving the exact same reactions last season for IRL, was it? Or was it the season before?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure, but yes, drivers were pitting from mediums to go into softs, trying to take a gamble there. But nonetheless, we are still carrying on, and I think this is to be the most entertaining.
Hershey, you cannot get two drive-thrus in one. You cannot. Unless your PSN is you can
And
beat
he
me.
cuts the pit entry. What was he doing there? He jumped over the. Oh, he's
Oh,
broken
no,
it.
no, no, no. Oh, no.
What are you
That's a
doing,
deliberate
man?
Retirement. That's a deliberate retirement.
Yeah, I think
That
that is
is a
a race or a season ban incoming for Hershey. But that is ridiculous. You can't be doing that.
What am I seeing? His car is. That should be the thumbnail, by the way. What you're seeing on stream
Yeah.
right now. Just disable your. Oh yeah, I think you moved past it.
I
But
did
you gotta
capture it
just-
though. I did capture it, so that is the thumbnail
Yeah,
for.
no, I meant was to keep everything else off, so
I
you
got it, I
don't
got
see
it.
the timings
Yeah.
and. That's you could have just come into the pits and retired, my guy. You didn't have to do it on track, even though it's a safety car. That's not acceptable. But three people on the mediums. That's Jishnu, Raman, and Harsh. And you know what? I still think that medium is a better race tire because the softs just die out that easily. But it depends. I hope the mediums runners will hope that the safety car is in as soon as possible, so that they get more racing laps. But right now, Basil once again is going to be in a
Contention.
very very good position to. Yeah, I would not even say contention. I think this race is his to lose. He just needs to. I'm not sure what kind of penalty Harsh has. Let me just quickly check that. It's a 3-second time penalty, and let's assume that's not gonna be removed. It's for corner cutting.
Yeah.
So, Bas still, it's his race to lose, considering the car he has underneath him.
Yes, we saw him have a very good weekend at Vegas despite having a default setup on the Red Bull car. So we know the Red Bull is a very, very
Oh
good race car.
yes.
And Basil was absolutely dominant. I think it was you who was rooting for Basil, right? In Vegas
Yeah, I
to get on the
predicted him to get
podium.
a podium, and I think he ended up getting P2 there.
He did. That was
So
a great prediction there.
I think every time I watch an HTML race and Baz is racing, that's eventually good for him. So he would want me to watch or commentate on every race in this league from now on. But 10 people remain, so everyone who does not crash out will get a point at least. But you can bet everything you have, chips. Uh, there will be a couple
Sparks are
of
gonna fly.
DNFs from now until the end of the race. At least people are watching right now. 8 people in the chat. I mean, not the chat, but at least 8 people watching this stream. Let us know in the comments how many finishes do you foresee at the end of lap 31, or who do you think is going to end up on the podium? I forgot my prediction already. I think it was Baz, Abhishek, and Caesar, and I think that could
You're
still
lucky
hold
they're
true.
still in the race. So it's still
I'm
possible.
lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky they're still in the race, but it could be any one of these 10 drivers. A safety car is in this lap. 6 laps of madness, and I really pray, I hope that there is no more safety car. And yeah, I think that's my only hope. No safety cars from now on.
I think we are approaching the point of no safety cars as well. I think this is the fifth safety car of the race, main race, right?
Yeah, it is.
I think we've hit the
We
limit
have one more
unless
to go.
we may have one more to go. As
What
what
is
is
Raman
Raman
doing?
doing? Yeah, that was in sync. As Harsh has not bolted yet, he's got a horrible restart. And
What
is
was
he
he
letting people
doing?
by? What is he doing? Because that was, I must say, the most ridiculous restart I've ever seen in terms of wanting to stay ahead and not give up the position that easy. Basil
And
undercut from
Baz,
Abhishek. Baz
yeah,
had
he
a bad
completely
run
missed.
there.
Yeah, he completely missed his braking one note on one Baz and lost the position to Jishnu. And now he wants to take it back. He has had a good run through turn 4. He's using his battery. Jishnu has the inside line. I don't think Jishnu is going to give this up easily. Behind him, uh, 2 people.
Oh, Bharat hits
Oh!
Baz! And Baz goes off track. He might be overtaken by Abhishek. I think he might be the still banging wheels. Further back, there's still, I think, Caesar and Hoshrava coming to blows. But nothing doing on this occasion. Baz gets a very good run on Jishnu. Going to the Russell corner. They should hold on Singapore Sling, formerly known as. And Jishnu is absolutely struggling for a little earlier. Oh, some Haas has gone very wide. I think that might be Hushra, might be
Yeah,
Abhishek. I'm
that
not
was good
sure.
stuff.
That was Hushraf, okay. And he goes for a dive Hushraf on Shooter, and I think Shooter had to kiss the wall there. A little bit of romance, but not too much. Basil still holds back, so a bit earlier on when you had said that the mediums might still be
My
the better
God,
race tire. Yeah.
Caesar! My God, what a double overtake from him. Sorry to cut you off there, Chips.
Yeah.
But Caesar absolutely ballsy on the brakes there, and that is one of the best overtakes I've seen tonight. Double overtake
Oh,
once again
Hushraf
from him.
sends one down the inside and gets
He's
past
up
Shooter.
into P7, Baz on the back of Jishnu.
Yeah, I think this is a move which is going to be made into turn 1. No doubt about it. Baz gets past the Williams driver. Further back, Abhishek's also going for a dive on Jishnu. And Jishnu might lose the place to Bharat as well, which he does. They're still side by side, but Jishnu is hit the wall. He's out.
Caesar hit him! I told you there's going to be more than
Sparks are
less than 10
absolutely
drivers.
flying, and much more than Sparks, there's front wing suspension. Everything is up for grabs here under the lights. And look up ahead. Harsh has a 3-sec penalty at the. Oh, Bharat.
What is Caesar doing? He's just diving on everyone there. He does make a move on his teammate, but in the process, Bharat loses one more position there to Hushlo. So it's Caesar up into P5. He has gone off the rails here. I have never seen him drive this aggressively.
I think Caesar's a bit mad about his luck in the race tonight, and he wants to make amends for it. He does have a very feisty Hoshraf behind him and a very fast Abhishek in front of him. What can he do in this Haas
There
sandwich?
goes Baz, a brilliant exit out of that hairpin, and he's side by side with Raman, but he will have to be a bit patient, let Raman run deep, and then The classic old switchback. Baz is in
Lovely
front.
move.
He's into P2, and
That's a lovely move by Baz there with a brilliant switchback. But Harsh seems to be backing him up there almost. Look. I think Harsh wants a chance at redemption here. Looking to get some points back. I think Basil will have it made. Shooter picks up a penalty, a 3-sec penalty. All 10 cars in the race are in this one shot here. That is not something you usually see. Abhishek and Caesar come to make some contact, and Abhishek loses the rear end, and he will lose a place to Hushrav as well by the looks of it as they go towards turn 4. Yes, that is Hushrav down the inside and past his teammate for the night.
and Baz on Harsh, by the way. DRS enabled. It should be an easy move.
Lead of the race this is, and Harsh can't do anything to defend. Can Caesar go for a move? He does! Sends it on the inside. He's lost some time, and Abhishek, no, that was Hushra who's trying to be a filling in the sandwich, and so many cars so close to one another. This is unprecedented levels of action that we've seen here, and Singapore has well and truly delivered. I realize now why PSI likes Singapore so much. So much as Basil is pulled away.
What has Caesar had for breakfast this morning? He's just sending one down instead of everyone. Is channeling his inner Daniel Ricciardo there.
Yes.
And
Shooter
my
breaks his
God.
front wing. Shooter's
Does he?
broke. Yeah, he has no front
completely-
wing.
Yeah, no front wing for Shooter. Caesar goes down the inside and
Oh, Hushrav makes
Hushrav!
contact with Raman, and he's lost a bit of his end plate, and I think that is game over for Hushrav. What is? I've never seen anything on these levels. Unbelievable, and I have not in 29 laps of the this race. Not once have I mentioned Abhi 274, who's currently in P6, having overtaken Abhishek. Is almost his namesake there. That
Shooter
is
pits, by the way, for
perfect,
a
yeah.
wing change.
Yes.
And Baz is gonna run away with this one. Caesar might still get P2 here, considering Harsh has a time penalty, and Harsh might lose the podium to Raman as well. So he has to be careful here. Hushrav, by the way, on the back of Abhishek's, and by the way, Abhi
making the move on Bharat. He has a penalty
and Abhi
though.
makes it mistake.
And Abhishek,
Abhi.
neither Haas has an
That's
end
why.
plate. And Hushrav trying to go for a switch here. I think, yeah, they're missing alternative end plates. Abhi is missing the right end plate. Hushrav is missing the left end plate. So
Talk
that is
about complementing each other, the Haases. But Hushrav now
Two
gets
peas
a
in a
good run,
pod.
and
Singapore
has to be
sling.
careful, yeah.
This is going to be very close. These two are very feisty and very aggressive as well. Abhishek's less so, but I think Hushrav will have the better exit out of the Anderson Bridge. But this is going to be a brilliant battle to follow, I feel, Malav. And
Yeah,
I
it
think
is gonna be, and Hushrav has kind of messed up his turn in for that happened, which is why he was not able to capitalize on the run in to the next corner. Caesar, by the way, has caught up to
yeah,
Harsh.
just going to say that as Harsh is sliding around the place. Basil with the fastest lap of the race. And he's built up a 5.5 second gap already. Caesar, he is going to wait for the back straight to get the DRS, but
He did not open his DRS. I think he wanted to stay behind. Is that why? Because DRS has definitely been enabled.
I think that makes sense. You will be in a very uncomfortable position entering turn 1 if you open your DRS and try to attempt to move
that makes
there.
sense. And now he should be
Yeah.
sailing past. None of them have a lot of battery to play with. And Harsh trying his level best. He will defend the inside. But Caesar barges his way through, and this time one of the cleaner moves he has made in the last few laps. Caesar up into P2. Further
And now-
behind, Abhi is on the back of Raman here.
And I think even with his penalty, Abhi has made a mistake. Oh, this is unbelievable. I think this is the perfect example of a commentator's curse this race. Nothing like
doing
it.
so well.
Yeah, he was in a brilliant position and now he's down in P8. And
By the way, it seems like Bharat is damaged because he's very slow through
he does.
the Singapore sling.
He has no
And-
end plate. And I think, does he have no front wing?
No, he does have a front wing, but Abhishek is on the back of him. He has DRS, and let's see if Abhishek is gonna wait until the next straight. No, in fact, he's trying to go for a move around the outside. Classic.
Bharat
push
hits
back
the
here.
wall.
There you go.
Bharat hits
And
the
Husrav
wall
makes his
there.
way past as well.
Yes, I think that is.
7 seconds is the gap as Basil starts the last lap of the race.
Yes, Basil entering turn 1, Caesar starting the last lap. That is the gap we have at the moment between the top two, and it's not over yet. The battle for P5 is still on. Abhishek and Hushrav, and Easy Level saying that there are two Panotis together. I think, Malav, this is the first time we've both been in the comms box together, right? I think this was bound to happen at some point.
Yeah,
And
on behalf of everyone else, I apologize for
I
being
do
in the
as well.
comms box.
No,
Should
no.
not have been these many incidents in one single race. Hushrav and Abhishek, I think they are determined to give us some entertainment. On the last lap, the only battle, Hushrav is depleting
Hushrav
every
has no
battery,
battery.
everything he has, and 3% battery for Hushrav. This is gonna go down to the wire. I think one back straight is where it will all come down to.
Yet it takes just one bad exit to give Hushrav the reason to make an overtake here. And as we go towards the Singapore sling, Hushrav might be looking to make a move. Will he? I think he's gonna hang back for now. Abhishek still stays ahead of his teammate. And Hushrav will make a good exit. Will he? He kinda does, kinda doesn't. And I think that's gonna be game over for Hushrav. He is using up all his battery, but up ahead though, there you go. Basil, URL Basil wins the race. Caesar finishes in P2. After that, those aggressive moves at the end there, which really sealed the deal for him. P2, Harsh in P3, he will probably hold on to P3. And I think Raman hit the wall. He has hit the wall. He's missing an end plate. He has a penalty and he will finish in P4. And these two gave us a brilliant battle, but they will finish in formation as they were. Bharat will finish P7. Abhi is going to be P8. And who will pick up the fastest lap? Will it be Shooter?
Think it could be Shooter. I'm not sure what kind of sectors he's doing, but he's still scored 2 points. Will he make it 3 points? Yes, he
Yes.
does. Does get the fastest lap at the end. So, wow, that might be the most incident-packed race I have ever commentated on.
Me too.
I need to be paid for this, Redstone, if you're watching, and and Yash. So.
I must say,
I'll share my phone number. You can Google Pay me whenever you can. But wow, what a race that was! And you know what? The race leader or the race winner right now is still gonna be reported. I don't know.
yes.
Is there any driver around? I think except for Abhi, everyone else is gonna be reported, or maybe Vishnu. For that
And
matter.
keep in mind, this was also a sprint race. So we're gonna have penalties for the sprint and penalties for the main race.
Good luck to the stewards, whoever there is. Easy level, but I'm sorry, it was just too funny on DNF.
And
I apologize for using your DNF for entertainment purposes. But do we have podium interviews?
we do.
League? All right.
Let me just run through the race director, the incidents tab. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's just what you see every day. So many pit stops as well. And I think it's Basil who takes away the most points from the weekend. Wow.
Yeah, it would be. I think he won the sprint race as well, right?
He did. Stewards inquiry pending. The top three is going to be Basil, Caesar, and Harsh. And before we proceed with the podium interviews, and I invite the top three into the party, Malav, I formally invite you to every THT com session. This has been the most action.
To be honest, I would have liked racing in this one. The kind of mayhem there was, unless someone runs into the back of me, with whatever little pace I have, pretty sure I would have finished in the top 5 with this kind of racecraft on display.
I think so. That is entirely possible. But I sincerely thank you, Malav. That was a brilliant comp session. I think this is the first time we've done comps together. That was really
Yeah, I've got a
enjoyable.
race to pick on while doing commentary. I thought we'll be all professional and all, but we're just here laughing like idiots whenever an incident happens.
Yeah,
So
we've had a
yeah,
good
it
time.
was a lot of fun.
We just had a very good time,
And,
Abwalers.
and for once, I'm thankful that I'm commentating on a race where I'm not a steward, so I can just forget all about it once the ticket flag falls, and I don't have to worry about people getting reported and then having to discuss incidents with a couple of other, let's just say, competent stewards.
Yes. And I think let's invite the top three. So that's going to be Harsh, Caesar, and Basil, which I will do so just now. If you have them added, can you just do so? I will invite. I can't see Caesar. Can you just invite him? I don't think they're online, Caesar and Harsh, which I'm just going to do in a moment. There you go. Everybody's been added to the party. We should see them join the party very, very soon. And we have our race winner with us, URL Basil. So do we have Caesar as well, and we're just waiting on Harsh to join the party. And there you go. Everybody is here. So, Harsh, are you here?
I am here. Hi guys.
Hi Harsh. You were in the Alpine, right? Just confirming.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So Harsh, it's P3 at the end, but you were P17 at the start of the race. You were behind me at the race start. I remember that. So much happened in this one race, and this entire race weekend has just been drama free. Just let us know, walk us through your race, and how was it out on track tonight?
Firstly, in the sprint lap 1, I think in the safety car, Merrill forgot to brake. The cars ahead had slowed down. I think he forgot to brake or something, and yeah, that was my race over. So, hence the reason I started last on the grid in the race. And yeah, the race start was very good, like exactly what I wanted. Started on softs, and my original strategy was to do soft to hards, just one stop. But then we had like 20 safety cars, so it allowed me to go on mediums at the end. And then at the end, the last safety car I didn't pit because I was getting track position. So I thought I'll try to defend as much because I knew Baz was going to be very quick on those new softs. But yeah, Raman and I were in the same party, so we decided to work together as much as possible. But yeah, at the end when Baz overtook me, he was flying. Yeah, props to Baz and Caesar, great race.
Yes, that was a very brilliant effort there. You, I think, were involved in the fewest number of incidents tonight, one of at least.
I
So
did see a lot of incidents, though the Hushrav and easy level bot accident there.
yes.
That was something to watch.
Oh, it has been a very, very chaotic race, and I'll I'll just say congrats to you. This has been a true marathon and not a sprint, even though there was a sprint weekend per se. For all the drivers, I think you've driven a grand total of 41 laps around Singapore tonight, and
I
after
only
all
drove
of it,
31, unfortunately.
yeah, 31
Yeah.
and a half. Let's put it at that.
Yeah, let's do that.
And a half, but brilliant driving, Harsh. That shame about the 3 sec penalty. Apart from that, I think you had a pretty decent weekend tonight and a very good
Yeah.
race. So well done to you. Congrats, Harsh.
Thank you, chaps.
And I think Malav is on mute. I think once he comes back, he may want to ask you a question. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm here. But so much has happened. I don't really know what to ask Harsh. But yeah, I think he did mention what happened in the sprint, which is what I was gonna ask him. But yeah, good race, Harsh. Especially the main race. I think you were not involved in a lot of incidents, although it looked like every time at least I was spectating a Mercedes, something was happening around them. But I think you did keep it neat and clean for the most part. So congratulations on the P2 and yeah, good job.
Thank you, Malav. It's P3. but
E3, yeah.
Oh, P3, my bad, my bad.
Nonetheless, well done to you, Harsh. Now moving on to Mercurial Caesar. You here?
You're not entertained.
We are most certainly so. Your moves at the end really got Malav on the edge of his seat and me as well. Those were some brilliant moves at the end. Aggressive. We haven't really seen you like that, Caesar. Usually a bit more. How would you say it? Restrained. You restrain yourself from making such moves, but you were very aggressive towards the tail end of the race. And just walk us through how it was. And obviously, we would love to know your perspective on the strategy call for 11 lap old hard tires during the third or the fourth safety car. Just let us know how it was on track tonight.
Yeah, congrats to Basil first of all, and Harsh on the win in the podium. I'll start off with the sprint race. So, obviously joined mid-quali and decided to do a soft run. Unfortunately, got disconnected and then had to start from the back for the main race. For some reason, even though the race strategy showed that my two stopper would be soft, medium to medium, I only had one set of medium and one set of hards. So that explains why I pitted on old hards and I had no mediums left to pit. But thankfully the third or fourth, fifth, I don't know which safety car was it, came out and allowed me to pit on a fresher set of tire towards the end, and then it was all about making maximum positions. Obviously, the manner in which it happened, I don't know how it looked on the stream, but it was quite interesting.
Okay, that's a diplomatic answer to put it there. Interesting. That was a new side of you that we haven't really seen, or at least I haven't seen too much, Caesar. Those are some really feisty moves and elbows out. You seemed like you were on a mission, and that mission was P2 at the end.
It was, me and the Haas boys were in the party together, so we all were trying to, obviously the Basil in the Red Bull, we knew that P1 was out of the window, but with Harsh and Rahman, or who was the other one who didn't pit at the final safety car?
Jishnu.
Not Jishnu, no.
He didn't pit.
So the plan was to capitalize on the fresh softs and see who could finish at the top, and that's why both the Haas's and I were involved in those overtakes. I don't know. We were kind of making the move, obviously trying to be as clean as possible, but we were driving and actually having a hysteria in the party chat. So. I apologize if someone got damaged because of that. I hope no one did, but in the race P2, let's see how many of them report.
Yes, I think we'll have to wait for the stewards' inquiry for that. We did see one report in the stewards' reports even before the sprint race began from Hoshrav on PSI. So I think there's going to be a lot of reports tonight, but for now, Caesar, this is a very, very good recovery by you. Well done and a great drive.
Thank you.
And Malav, take it away. Anything you want to ask Caesar?
Well, firstly, Caesar, you're welcome because I predicted that you'll get a podium. But yeah, I think same questions as Chips about the aggression. Felt like we were seeing an Aston Martin from IRL and Vyom was driving that car. But
I think that's your answer.
That was pretty aggressive. There was a little bit of wheel banging, but the sheer audacity to go for a few moves. I think you made 2 double overtakes in the race. One, I think Husserl did let you through, at least it seemed like that. But the second one also on 2 cars, one of them was Husserl, I believe. At the end of sector 2, I don't think anyone let you through. You just went for a move and made it stick. So very confident on the brakes. I don't know if you've gotten a new controller or something, but it seemed like you had so much confidence and much lesser braking zone than the rest of the field. But yeah, I hope that a lot of people report you so that this is snatched away. But it looked pretty entertaining on the stream is all I'll say. But yeah, overall it was fun of watching you make your way past.
Thank you very much. I heard you were laughing at a driver crashing out. I will look into that as well.
Which one?
I think it was easy level.
It was
too
funny.
many.
I mean,
There were too many
yeah, which
incidents
one? Yeah,
tonight.
that's the correct question to ask. But yeah. Anyway,
Well done, Caesar. Congrats on P2 on track. Yeah. And we now move on to the driver who took pole, won the sprint, and won the main race. But it definitely wasn't as straightforward as you think it would have been. URL Basil. You hear?
Yeah.
Baz, I think you missed a fair bit of the action considering your car firstly and how pacey you were, how quick you were. But I'm pretty sure if you were in party chat with somebody, you would have heard a lot of shouting, screaming, cussing, and maybe some prayers as well to save their cars from utter disaster. But just walk us through your race. That looked like the smoothest operation we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, congrats to Caesar and Harsh for being on the podium. Yeah, it was all car. It was not the driver, just saying. Yeah, obviously being in a Red Bull, obviously I was favourite to be pole, but only to get pole by 2/10 is kind of embarrassing, if I'm being really honest. But yeah, it wasn't as smooth as I was hoping for it to be. There was too many safety cars. I think in the sprint we had like 2, maybe 3. But yeah, the sprint was fairly simple. Just kept it in front and won the race. And the main race, yeah, it was. I had to work my way through the field after pin onto hards and then onto softs right at the end. Had an incident with Ramen, which is up to him whether he wants to report it or not. I did apologize to him for it. But yeah, no, I made some great overtakes, but yeah, like I said, it was the car, not the human.
And that's quite humble, I must say, because the human element was very, very important tonight, given the amount of attrition, the rate of attrition, and the amount of incidents we saw. You did have to be there to keep it away from the walls. The car would not do that for you. So that I think you can be very proud of. You kept it out of the wall and you stayed in front, and I think you won by 7.5 seconds at the end at the flag.
Yeah, I was just trying to get fastest lap, just putting in the fastest lap, and I think Shooter beat me out to the fastest lap right at the end, which I'm quite annoyed about. But yeah, I think there was definitely more pace in the car. I just wasn't pushing as much as I could have been. But yeah, might be the last time I'm in this Red Bull, so might as well take a wait while I'm at it.
Definitely, this has been one of the best drives I've seen from you. And I think disregarding that one incident with Raman, while it was an incident there, you did keep it clean. Nothing that I saw at least, and it was a very, very good drive by you. So congrats to you, Baz. That was
Thank you.
very commendable drive. Well done. Malav, anything you'd like to ask the race winner?
yeah, first of all, congratulations, Baz, for winning the race in the most powerful car. Secondly, commiserations on losing the win because you'll get a 10-second penalty for taking out Raman.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a consultant steward for the league, so that's my recommendation anyway. Just walk us through the race and especially the decisions you took about boxing or not boxing under the safety car, because there were plenty of them. And by now, I think you must be a pro at leading the safety car restarts. I think we counted, you led 5 safety car restarts between the sprint race and the main one. So, but yeah, I think there were a couple of safety cars where you did stay out towards the end, and then finally you did pit. So, were you still hopeful that there will be few more SCs before the end of the race, which is why you stayed out? I think it was once on slightly worn hard tires.
Yeah, no, I wanted to stay out on hards as long as I could. The late safety car wasn't really great. I was actually tempted to stay out, considering the pace of the car, but I was like, okay, fine. I might make the commentators' life a bit more entertaining, give them a show towards the end. But yeah, no, it was like 5 safety car restarts. I was trying something different each time, just to see if I can catch the drivers behind us. But yeah, good practice, I guess, for whenever I'm in the league, which is probably never. But yeah.
And well, I did predict a podium for you this race as well. So 2 out of 2. Next time, let's see what happens. But yeah, good race overall, Baz. Red Bull aside, it was pretty clean, except for that one incident, and you kept it out of the walls, most importantly, which is what matters in street circuits. As I think Julian Palmer says, that you have to be alert on a street circuit, which is what you were. Congratulations.
Yeah, for sure. Cheers.
Massive congratulations to you, Baz. And Malav, I think that's it. We can wrap up.
Yeah, let's wrap up. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's
watching so many cars retiring in one single race.
I think we've been at it for 2.5 hours at this point, from 9:30 to about 11:45 p.m. It has been one of the most entertaining races I've had the pleasure of commentating on. And firstly, I would just like to, before we end, I would like to thank you, Malav. Thank you for being in comms today. That was really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed doing comms with you. I hope this is the first of many.
That was a lot of fun, and yeah, I really am not sure whether I should comment it again in this league if this is what happens when I do. So
we would.
But it was a lot of fun. Probably something like France, where it's very difficult to crash out.
Are you challenging us?
Good. Good place to maybe do commentary next. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was a bit busy, but I'm actually glad that I did end up covering this race with you.
I really thank you, Mala. It felt really good to not be alone in the comms box this time. I was really grateful for that. And congrats to you, Basil, Harsh, and even Caesar. I think Caesar's gone, left the party right now. But thank you to everybody who watched the stream, dropped a message in the chat, and to all our drivers, those who finished and those who unfortunately didn't. We have 2 more rounds to go. I believe it is going to be Brazil and Abu Dhabi, is it? I'm not entirely sure. One of them is Brazil. I think Brazil is the season finale. But nonetheless, until then, I think it's Canada and Brazil, yeah. That's going to be a nice combination of tracks on the American continent. Looking forward to that. Stay tuned next week for Canada. And until then, until next time, take care. Thank you, good night, and bye-bye.